Hi, everyone. Yesterday or the other day, I talked about that site or that application, Ramblio, Ramblio, and how disappointed I was that it turned out to be yet another blindy hangout. Well, I'm going to show you a few little gems from there, starting with I don't know who this guy is, um, and some of the things he says are definitely true, and some of the things that he mentions are just, uh, um, yeah. So let's get going here. Ramble. Cancel. Stop recording. Button. That is his voice. They call it it's a screen reader, and I don't know which one it is. But you often hear that if you get exposed to the blind community, you're going to hear a lot of that kind of stuff. They're robotic voices before they actually talk. It's their computer or their phone that does all this stuff. So this guy goes on.
Good evening, folks. So I am just coming on here to talk a minute about a very disturbing pattern, or I should say just an annoying pattern I've seemed to notice in our community.
That's the problem right there. Yeah, it's true. It is in their community. But that's the problem right there, is that he's assuming that everybody on Ramblio must be part of the blind community. So if you happen to stumble on a site like that, you're probably going to get assumed that you're one of them. And no, definitely not. Not. Some of us aren't. And there was a ramble earlier today. I checked it out. This ramble, he was his first ramble, and he was introducing himself. And one of the things he said was, "And I'm blind too, just like you." Oh, click, Q, quit the site. Like, oh, it is absolutely just revolting. The whole, this whole subculture built on being blind. Oh, give me a pick and break. Ugh. No, nobody should define themselves by their disability. The blind people are always whining about the sighted people doing that. They're, oh, they just, they do this because they don't do whatever because we're blind, or they're doing this because they're blind. Well, they're just as bad because they're always doing, and I was exposed to that on WhatsApp for 4.5 years, and I was exposed to that in email before that, and I had to keep I had to get rude with this one person I met on an email list that was, I thought it was an innocent list for chocolate lovers, and it turned out to be Blindy Hangout. Well, I didn't know that, but it was on Yahoo groups, and this one guy that I don't know, for some reason he thought I was cool or something, I don't know, but he kept inviting me to all these other lists, all these other groups, and they turned out to be blindy groups. And I had to get pretty rude with them to tell him to quit sending me this stuff, because I don't support that kind of stuff. So yeah, no, just because somebody gets on Ramblio doesn't mean that they're part of our community. No. Ugh. But what he does say about the community here is true, because I've been exposed to that kind of stuff too, and you don't even know what the problem is yet. And it takes forever to get to the problem.
And when they stream, not all of us do it, but I know a couple right now of men.
So their gender matters? Really?
One of them's actually here in Texas.
Oh my gosh, one is in Texas. Oh my, oh, like holy wow.
The other one's in Indiana.
Oh, and one's in Indiana. Oh my gosh. Ain't that something? Oh, come on. What has any of that got to do with the problem? You haven't even mentioned the problem yet.
And I notice
And I notice Notice the long dramatic pauses. Sometimes that's something also you find about these blindings is they do that. They have these really dramatic pauses before they say stuff because they really want you to think that they're saying something truly profound. The narcissist that took over my life for 4.5 years, she was really bad for that.
When they stream.
Oh, when they stream. Oh my goodness.
And they get food.
And they get food. Oh.
They will eat on stream and smack so that everybody else can hear them eating.
Why couldn't he have taken like 6 less seconds to get that out of his mouth? Yeah, that is a problem in the blind community. Generally, I've noticed that mentally they're still elementary school level as far as a lot of things go. Some of them are just absolute terrible spellers. Some of them are just emotionally stunted. I should say most of them are. They're the most immature community next to the otaku and brony subcultures that I have seen. Or the animal rights people. The animal rights people are a little more. They they're quite malicious in their stuff. They kind of know better how to present themselves to look classy when you find out that they're not really. But the blind community, you step in there and you feel like you're in an overgrown schoolyard basically. And yes, they do eat loud on. It's not just streaming either. It's over the phone. It's somebody from there called me one time and he was just, and it's like, oh, can you please not?
I'll actually show you one right now. The one from Indiana. Listen to this. Okay, maybe he's done eating.
No, I didn't hear anything except a bunch of voices.
But it's honestly disgusting, folks.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And yeah, there's no reason to be smacking when you're eating, like especially repeatedly. Like it's one thing if it happens kind of by accident. We all do it occasionally, but not to the point that these people do. And my friend who has extricated herself from that community, she could tell you about some people that have done it in her ear. Yeah, she could tell you all about that.
I'm sorry, but if you're that hungry, or if you need to eat food, don't be subjecting people to listening to you eat and smack your lips on stream because it's disgusting. And it honestly makes you look like a pig.
I agree, it does. And it's the same as, these TV shows and movies where people get it on and they're doing all this sucking face, all this, kissing, and they make all this racket. That's exactly what it sounds like, pigs eating. It's just, oh. Oh. No thanks. Yeah.
I'm sorry, folks. I have very high standards when it comes to streaming, and that is not allowed on any stream that I do. And it
Yeah, he just said he does streams, so.
will not be. I mean, I like food too. Don't get me wrong. I will eat, but I am not going to sit there on a stream and eat and smack my lips to where people can hear me eating. I'm sorry. That's just disgusting. I just want to know y'all's thoughts on this.
Yeah, you've got a point there. It is disgusting. And there's no excuse for it. I mean, if you're going to eat on stream, try to be discreet about it. And once you've taken a bite of something, close your mouth and eat what's in your mouth before you speak up. Because is that too much to ask? So, yeah, that's that one. And somebody was, some blindy was really butthurt about this and made a reply, and here's what he says.
Dude, really? It's not a blind thing.
Actually, yes. Yes, it is. Because I've heard people do some pretty uncouth things in the blind community that I have not heard from average people.
I get so tired of people saying, oh, this happens only in the blind community.
Because, for the most part, it does. The blind community is very lacking in social skills. And a big part of it is because they've got great big chips on their shoulders and their heads up their butts about being blind. And probably some of them weren't even taught social, like etiquette.
This happens only in the blind. Come on, get off of it.
Get off of what? The guy was making a statement about the blind community. And he's not wrong.
Get off your soapbox.
Oh, give me a break. The blind community is all one great big soapbox, all about championing being blind. And they're always blind this, sighted that, blind. This person is sighted, this person is blind. Oh. They are a great big soapbox. They really are. And they can't handle it when they get criticized. When they get justly criticized for their bad manners and their segregationist behavior.
It happens in every community.
Oh, really? Has this guy been to every single community? I haven't, so I'm not going to make a statement like that. But I'm pretty sure that you're not going to find in a community that's, let's say, focused around a business, you're not going to find that community getting on streams and eating like pigs. No, you're going to find that with the blind community where people just, they just don't care how they act or how it affects other people. They just get on there and they just do whatever and act like overgrown children.
And if you're that offended by it, why do you stay in the stream?
The guy said that he does streams, so just maybe it's his own stream. Doofus. Oh my goodness.
There's a leave button.
Duh. I think he's figured that out by now, but he's got a right to complain about this crap.
In the upper left corner.
I'm sure if he does streams, he's figured that out, dude.
When you're in a hangout and you can leave.
Oh, so you, whoever you are, Mr. Blindy, would rather people just left than pointed out the truth about your community?
If you're pertaining to...
Oh, and pertaining to, he's trying to sound really official here. They're terrible for posturing like that, too.
Ramblio or any other app, there's a leave button.
Duh. Like, I never knew that. Thanks for pointing that out, sir. Oh, my gosh.
Just because they do something that you don't approve of because you don't do it yourself doesn't mean you have to harp and bash on them like you are.
This wasn't bashing. This was making a statement about the blind community. And he's not wrong. This isn't bashing. This is telling the truth. This guy just can't handle it.
You're no better than them.
Oh, please. Oh, now he's probably going to say something about, I'm sure you do something that's annoying too. Oh, what a baby.
You do stuff
Oh.
I'm sure that people find annoying and irritating.
Yeah, well, seriously, what a typical baby. I'm sure you do stuff that other people find annoying. Oh, come on. That's no argument. I'm sure I just did something annoying. Please excuse me, but my cold. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, but I mean, this guy, he's really got to stick up his butt about this.
We all do. We're human.
Oh, come on. Oh, my God. I hate that when people go, hey, we're human. We're only, oh. We have figured that out. We've known that since we were like in preschool, okay? You don't need to point out the obvious. That's another thing that they do when they can't win an argument. Is, they just say stupid stuff like that.
But for crying out loud.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's lost his crap for sure. He's so mad that somebody dares say anything about the blind community.
The blind community? No.
Yeah, the blind community. Yeah, it is prevalent in there. They do a lot of crap. I was exposed to it first on email and then on WhatsApp. I didn't want to be anywhere near it, but trying to find my way out of it always just led down further and further into the maze. So I ended up having to get rid of a whole lot of groups, get myself out of a bunch of groups because they all turned out to be blind community groups. And then this acquaintance wanted to know if I had Ramblio or X or Instagram. Well, I hadn't heard of Ramblio, so I checked it out and I found this crap.
A blind issue.
Oh.
It's called a human issue.
No, it's not just a human issue. This is a blind issue. This is a blind community issue. Not a blind issue, but a blind community issue. Big difference. Oh, now he's trying to get out of his phone or whatever it is. Yeah, so. What a freak. Yeah. One time I was added into a WhatsApp group, and I said I wasn't, somebody mentioned something about blindness stuff, and I'm like, okay, I don't belong here. This is a blindy group or blind community group, so I'm out. And somebody threw a full-on tantrum about that because I didn't want to be in, that I wasn't. Yeah, you say something about the blind community and they just go absolutely nuts. They get so offended. Yeah, because their little egos are so easily broken. Yeah, no. That's why there's always so much drama, because somebody's ego is always being broken by somebody else in there, and they're just a real mess. They haven't grown up mentally, and it's just no. And the blind community shouldn't even be a thing. Defining themselves based on disability, and then and if somebody is sighted that does something that they get mad at, then of course they're going to mention, no, that person is sighted. Like, oh, I got rid of an email group once because somebody on that group said some sighted people are clueless, and I said no. I said some people are clueless, and then I took that group down because I figured there's no point in keeping it around. I said, I'm not going to allow that crap on any of my spaces. People are not allowed to pull the blind card. They're not allowed to do the blind versus sighted crap. And if they want to support the blind community, they can stay the heck out of my way. Because I don't do that. There's no reason for that. So that's kind of Ramblio in a bit of a nutshell there. And yes, I've heard people in that community, mostly on WhatsApp messages, but once on a call, I've heard them eat while they're on the phone. I've heard them scratch themselves while on the phone. I've heard them try to fart while on the phone. I've heard them burp many times, or when they're on the phone or on messages, especially that narcissist that she burped all the time. And then she would blame it on the sparklies. Like, well, then you might want to knock off sparklies. And she's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Well, you either do that or burp with your mouth shut. And then she would do this. She would go, and I wouldn't say anything. And then she'd go, at least I had my mouth closed. Like, what? Do you want a medal for that? Yeah. She turned out to be a blindy too, although she pretended not to be when she was associating with me, because she knew she would lose me right quick if she defended the blind community. And she wanted to hang on to me for dear life because I was her supply for Star Wars crap at the time. But eventually I stopped doing that too. And then, well, guess what? She went straight back to the blind community. And she is on Ramblio too. And her posts are absolutely nauseating.